If networking in Linux feels confusing or intimidating, it's usually because the commands feel unfamiliar, not because they're hard. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the simplest networking commands you actually need, one step at a time, using the easy versions that work in real IT jobs. If you would like to follow along, there's a link for a free trial of Linode in the video description. Now let's open the terminal and take this slowly. Before we begin troubleshooting anything, the first question is simple. Is this machine connected to a network at all? We start by checking network interfaces. An interface is just a network like Ethernet or Wi-Fi. The command I'm going to use is IP space A. And with this output, we are looking for three things: an interface name, like ETHO, the word up, and an IP address. This tells us that the network is active and has an address. When a user says the internet is down, this is the first command you will run. If there's no IP address, the problem is local to this machine. The previous command shows a lot of information. Now we're going to just look at the IP address itself in a cleaner way. And to do that, we're going to do IP-4 for IPv4 address, and then ADDR for address. This shows only the IPv4 addresses, which are going to be the most common. This /24 at the end of it just describes the network size. That is not something we're going to worry about in this video. You would use this when documenting systems or checking DHCP or confirming if a server has the correct address. Now that we have an IP address, we test if we can talk to another system. To do this, we're going to use the ping command. Ping sends a small message and waits for a reply. For example, we're going to ping quad 8. And you can see we're getting a reply back. And to stop this, we'll simply hit Control-C. If you see replies, this means the network is working at a basic level. On the other hand, if you were to see timeouts, that means that something is blocking traffic. This is the fastest way to confirm whether a system can reach the outside world. Now we can test name resolution. DNS. DNS turns names into IP addresses. A system can have internet access but broken DNS. And to test this is really simple. We're going to go back to the ping command, and this time we're going to simply ping google.com. If this works, that means the DNS is working. But on the other hand, if pinging quad 8 worked but this failed, that means that there is a DNS problem. This distinction matters constantly in any real IT work. It tells you exactly where the failure is at. Now we're going to view the default gateway. The gateway is where traffic leaves your local network. If this is wrong, then nothing can reach the internet. And to do that, you simply run the IP route command. And this right here that says default via shows the gateway address for the server. This is usually going to be your router or your firewall. Incorrect gateways are very common after manual configuration or VM cloning. Now we can check what the system is actually listing on. This helps diagnose services and ports. The command we're going to use is simple, ss-tuln. This shows services waiting for connections. For example, we see port 22 over here, means that SSH is running. Out in the real world, you would use this to confirm whether a service is actually running and reachable. The number one mistake I see most people make is running commands without sudo when needed. Some network commands require admin access. If the output looks incomplete, retry it with sudo in front of it. The second biggest mistake I see people make is forgetting to stop ping. Ping runs forever by default in Linux. For example, if I do ping google.com again, this will just continuously run until something happens to the network. But you can stop this simply by hitting Control-C. The third mistake that I see a lot of people making is confusing IP problems with DNS problems. You should always test IP problems first. For example, ping quad 8. Then test DNS by pinging google.com. This order helps save time. So now let's say we have a user that reports they cannot access a website. So the first thing we're going to do is run IPA and check the interfaces. And we see that there is an interface, ETHO, and so we see that the state is up. and we see we're getting IP address. So now what we're going to do is we're going to confirm the IP address by running IP-4 for IPv4 address, ADDR address, enter. And again, we're given the IP address and we're giving the state that the state is up. So now we're going to test the internet by doing ping something simple like quad 8, which is Google. And we get a response. And so next we'll text DNS. We'll ping google.com. And again, we're getting a response. And so within 2 minutes of going through this sequence, you will know exactly where the problem is actually at. And this is how real troubleshooting works. Once this starts to feel comfortable, one small next step you can try is using the nmcli device status command, which is not involved in the server, so I'm going to install it real quick. Now that this is installed, I'm going to go back and run this command again. This command shows the status of our computer's network interface. In this output, it is telling us that our main network interface, ETHO, exists, but it is not being managed by Network Manager. That means Network Manager is not responsible for turning it on, giving it an IP address, or controlling the network connection. So the IP address to this server is being given to it through DHCP, which honestly is beyond the scope of this video, but that's just a little FYI for you to quickly check the status of your machine in case it's supposed to be getting a static IP as opposed to a DHCP IP address. Work through these commands a few times and they will start to feel natural. You don't need to memorize everything, you just need to understand what each command tells you. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment down below and I will see you in the next video.